Grace Iringokoko, said the directive ordered immediate withdrawal of all police personnel previously deployed to seal and safeguard the local government secretariats in the state. The statement noted that the decision is in line with the commitment of the Nigeria Police Force to ensure neutrality and the smooth functioning of democratic institutions, adding that the police will only be redeployed to the locations in the event of any crisis or breakdown of law and order. SP Grace's statement said the State Police Command assured the public of its readiness to maintain peace and order across the state and will continue to act professionally in discharging its duties, and urge all residents and stakeholders to remain calm and law-abiding as the situation continues to evolve. Analyst has described the just concluded October 5 local government polls in Rivers State as a ploy by the Rivers State government to take over power at the grassroots. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Open Air, a political analyst, Ugochukwu Ifeanyi, described the elections as a mere political charade that has no legal processes and procedure for a credible election.
What happened yesterday was a sham, was a charade, in the sense that from the onset, we saw an electoral process that was shrouded in secrecy. The electoral primary process that nobody heard about. The primaries of the political parties that produced those purported candidates.
Ugochukwu decried electoral irregularities at the elections.
Positions given those that came first in each local government, those that came second, and those that came third are thereabout. And even INEC, when they announce results, we announce even parties that got 0 votes. That is how election results have been announced. So I want to put it on record before the world that there was no, in as much as the chairman of RISE could not specify how those election results trickled in, how each party fared, and what numbers the local government, those who won election and those who lost got, it is not a declaration.
This is coming as the Action People's Party won 22 chairmanship positions out of 23 in the Rivers State local government election. The Chief Election Officer of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, Justice Adolphus Enebeli, made this known on Saturday in Port Harcourt, the state capital. While declaring the result, Enebeli said the announcement was suspended in Iche local government area because the results collation was ongoing. Enebeli clarified that the result of Iche local government area and the 319 councillorship positions will be announced upon the conclusion of the collation. Analyst has criticized the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara to declare his political party to Rivers people and avoid confusing the citizens. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Open Air, social political analyst Churchill Wali tasked Governor Fubara to clear his political position with Action People's Party.
I want it to be clear that the governor of Rivers State has a flag of PDP as the governor of PDP. And clearly, everybody knows that the governor of Rivers State has not been given the due position in the party as the leader of or one of the leaders of the.
While he blamed the Rivers APC Secretariat explosion on political propaganda.
It has also been clear to the people of Rivers State that whatsoever thing that is happening in either PDP Secretariat or APT Secretariat does not really concern a particular party. Nobody knows whether it's APPDP that did it or PDAPC that did it.
ATN reports buildings and other property were shattered in the early hours of Saturday as explosives suspected to be dynamite shattered the Secretariat of the All Progressives Congress along Aba Road in Port Harcourt, Rivers State capital. The explosion brought down the gate of the Secretariat while doors, windows and other property were destroyed. This is the second time the Chief Tony Okocha-led APC would be experiencing such an attack on its party secretariat this year. Senate President Senator Godswill Akpabio has led members of the National Assembly from Akwa Ibom State to offer condolences to Governor Umoh Eno following the passing of his wife, Pastor Patience Eno. In his remarks, Senator Akpabio expressed deep sorrow over the death of the First Lady, describing it as a significant loss to the family, the state, and the nation at large, adding that Pastor Patience Eno would be greatly missed for her virtues and support. Akpabio described the late First Lady as a virtuous woman who stood steadfast by her husband and stressed that her humility and unwavering support helped the governor achieve his inclusive and unifying vision for Akwa Ibom State. The Senate President assured Governor Eno that he was not alone in this difficult time and urged him to stay strong, especially as a Christian who knows that his late wife was with God. Is a woman of God. Governor Umoh Eno, in his response, thanked the Senate President and his delegation for their show of love and solidarity, and also congratulated Akpabio on his conferment with the national honor of GCON. Deputy Commander Narcotics at the National Drug Enforcement Agency, Nandi Ada, has decried the high rate of drug abuse in Cross River State. The NDLEA disclosed this during a courtesy visit to Dr. Henry Egbe Ayuk, the State Commissioner for Health, and also raised concerns over the absence of rehabilitation centers in the state and stressed urgent need to establish one or more rehabilitation facilities. She called on the state government to revamp the Drug Control Committee and strengthen it to achieve the aim of discouraging drug abuse in the society, and equally decries the slow-paced operations of State Drug Control Committee. The Commissioner for Health, Ayuk, spoke of the need for synergy between the agency and the government, adding that such synergy has become imperative given the growing rate of drug abuse, especially among younger people. Ayuk requested for a concept note from the NDLEA highlighting the body's expectations from government, assuring of commitment to tackling drug abuse and other issues that are capable of debasing the moral fabric of the society. Imo State Police Command has denied reports that its operatives rejected 2 robbery suspects arrested by the government-backed local security network, popularly known as Ebubegu. This is coming after the security outfit following an alleged robbery incident that took place on August 31, where one Chidi Okolie was shot. Information obtained from the victim of the robbery incident revealed that 2 suspects who were arrested by the Ebubegu security network were rejected by the Olu Police Division on the ground that the vigilante group held the suspects in their custody for longer than is required by law. Reacting to the development, the Imo State Police Command, through its public relations officer, ASP Henry Okoye, said he contacted the area commander in charge of the Olu Division regarding the incident. The police spokesperson, he said he contacted the area command Olu Division regarding the suspects who were not rejected and simply requested for a medical checkup for the suspects who have been held by the Ebubegu for an extended period. Ezinano and Umuzocha communities, both in Oka South local government area, clashed over a protracted land tussle. Both communities have been at loggerheads over a piece of land which both communities were laying claims, while hundreds of indigents of Ezinano community, including their leaders, women and youths, have stormed the land at weekend when heavily armed men of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad of the State Police Command ordered them out of the prompting of Umuzocha community. The fracas was, however, arrested through the intervention of Anambra State Commissioner of Police, CP Nage Obono Itab, while members of the Ezinano community said they visited the land in protest when they heard that the Umuzocha people had started building on the disputed land. Police Public Relations Officer of the State Command, SP Otochukwu Ikenga, had urged the leaders and people of Ezinano community to come forward with a formal complaint to the police in the state. Kwara State government has urged people living around the riverbanks in various areas of the state to relocate to higher grounds following the persistent rainfall recently in the state. A statement issued on Sunday by the State Commissioner for Environment, Nafisat Buge, to guide against impending flood in the state, arguing that the state had been experiencing persistent rainfall between Wednesday and Sunday, leading to reports of flooding affecting the people around Asa River and Unity Road, Taiwo Isale and Isale Okoko in the Ilori South and Ilori East areas of the state, respectively. The commissioner described the situation as a global phenomenon which can be attributed to the effect of climate change in the environment as a result of both natural phenomena and human activities. A statement signed by the press secretary of the Ministry of Environment, Kamaldeen Aliaga, said the present administration under the leadership of Governor Abdurrahman Abdurazak is deeply concerned about the impending flood situation and is taking proactive measures to ensure public safety. She said to curb the situation, the government had embarked on a continuous dredging of the Asa River, construction of embankments, the desalinating of drainages across the state, provision of additional waste bins, as well as expansion of the dump site for proper waste disposal, encouragement of waste recycling and irrigation system for farmers, and regular advocacy and sensitization on environmental issues via the media and interfaces with relevant stakeholders, as well as enforcement whenever necessary. Pensioners in Ogun State had pleaded with the Governor Dapo Abiodun to provide national health insurance so that retirees who subscribe to the scheme would enjoy a 50% discount. Speaking on behalf of the retirees, the Ogun State Chairman of Nigeria Union of Pensioners, YD Oloyede, said the health relief would ease the burden of many of them who were battling with one ailment or the other due to old age and other factors. Oloyede, who spoke at the Pensioners' Day celebration held at Abeokuta, said the paltry sum was grossly inappropriate to purchase drugs for various health challenges, not meet the demands of the present-day economic realities, and could help with the implementation of consequential adjustment to ease the pains of economically battered senior citizens. Oloyede applauded Abiodun for addressing the backlog of unpaid pension with quarterly release of 500 million naira, which he said was later increased to 2 billion naira and was capped up with the recent release of 5.3 billion naira. Operatives of the Nasarawa State Police Command have arrested 4 suspected armed robbers and recovered a stolen vehicle. The Police Public Relations Officer of the command, DSP Rahman Nausel, said in a statement on Sunday that while Salim Hussaini, Abdul Kadir Musa and Dimas Danja were arrested by operatives attached to the Maraba A Division, another suspect, Mohammed Ali Abubakar, was nabbed in the New Karu area. According to the spokesman, a fabricated rifle, a knife and criminal charms were recovered during the first operation, while a blue Toyota Camry with registration number RBC 980DA was recovered from Abubakar, a resident of the Mabushi area of Abuja. He said the suspects have confessed to belonging to a gang of armed robbers terrorizing the Maraba area and its environs. Nasarawa State Police Command says it is investigating a case of child theft involving a suspect, Khadija Haliyu, who was arrested in Kefi local government area of the state. Police Public Relations Officer of the command, Rahman Nansel, said the suspect pretended to be pregnant and allegedly stole the baby after naming ceremony. He said the Commissioner of Police, Umar Nadada, had directed thorough investigation into the matter. Terrorists struck again in Katsina State, killing 9 security operatives and injuring 1 other after the security operatives were ambushed in Faskari and Matazu local government area of the state. The victims were members of the Katsina State Community Watch Corps and Vigilante Corps, while Faskari and Matazu are among the local governments troubled by terrorist activities in the state. Eyewitnesses said the terrorists in separate attacks between Yankara and Faskari on ambushed members of the Katsina State Community Watch Corps, killing some of them, while two vigilante officers working to maintain security in the region were also killed. The security of the vigilante group in Matazu, Jamilu, Aliyu confirmed the attack to Sunday, while the state governor, Diko Umaru, has sympathized with the families of the deceased. A statement by his chief press secretary, Ibrahim Kaulu, praised the bravery and sacrifice of security operatives who died in line of duty. People's Democratic Party in Sokoto State has conducted its state congress where no fewer than 2,567 delegates re-elected Bello Goronyo as the party chairman. The congress, which was held at the party secretariat, also elected Abubakar Bashir as the secretary, Yahaya Ibrahim as the treasurer, Abdurrahman Abubakar as the legal advisor, while Hassan Sanyi Nawal was re-elected as the party's publicity secretary. The congress was witnessed by a delegation from the national headquarters of the party led by Mokhtar Luga, and while congratulating the new executives, the state's party leader, Senator Aminu Tambuwal, urged the new executives to ensure inclusivity, transparency and accountability in the party's dealings. The former Sokoto governor prayed for divine guidance for the new state leadership. Following the heavy downpour, which started on Friday till the early hours of Sunday, over 80 households have been displaced by flood in some communities in the Langtang South local government area of Plateau State. Eyewitnesses said that the incident has thrown the residents into confusion and panic, as most of the affected persons are now stranded and in search of places to refuge. According to Nando Solomon, a resident of the Angwan Barat in Sabon-Giwa community of Langtan South, some of the displaced persons are currently staying with neighbors or friends and relatives, while others are still stranded. Also, Yuntim Yemilan, the community development secretary of Sabon-Gida, described the incident as unfortunate. You are watching the transition on Atlantic Television Network. We'll be right back after this break. Please stay with us.
The people of Maiduguri need your help. A catastrophic flood has engulfed the city, leaving over 1 million residents stranded and fighting for survival. Entire communities are submerged, with people trapped inside homes and on rooftops cut off from food, clean drinking water and essential supplies. Health experts are warning of a potential outbreak of deadly diseases, and medical facilities are out of commission. The situation is dire. Helicopters, boats and high-riding trucks capable of navigating the treacherous, waterlogged areas are urgently required to reach the countless men, women and children still awaiting rescue. The Nigerian media is issuing a desperate plea to the government, humanitarian organizations, international actors and citizens across the nation. Step in now, before it's too late. For more information on how you can help, contact Professor Usman A. Tar, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Internal Security, Borno State, on 0809-233-3955. Every second counts.
This is powered by Atlantic Television Network. Thank you for staying with us. This is Atlantic Television Network Transition. Now to the rest of our stories. Major ethnic groups in Nigeria have made a renewed call for the return of the country to a regional system of government, saying it is the only way to drive development. The demand came after reported division among senators at a two-day retreat on amendment to the 1999 Constitution organized by the Senate Committee on Constitution Review, while some lawmakers also spoke against regionalism. The Senate leader, Senator Opeyemi Bamidele, representing APC Ekiti Central, said there was no proposal before the review committee on the return of a regional system of government, arguing that it's a system of government, a system of government that allows each region to control the resources in its territory and pay royalties to the central government. He also said that the system was practiced in Nigeria between 1950s and 1966 before the introduction of a unitary government by Nigeria's first military head of state, late General Aguiyi. While there have been repeated calls for the return of regional government by some prominent Nigerians, especially those from the southwest, speaking on the matter, the Northern Elders Forum said a return to the regional system of government will ensure prosperity for the country. A spokesperson, Abdulaziz Suleiman, said regionalism could solve the country's pressing challenges, including economic disparities, arguing that it had potential for enhanced local government and would facilitate an even distribution of wealth, thereby reducing economic imbalances that had historically defined Nigeria. Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has asked President Bola Tinubu to take action against states that have failed to conduct credible local government elections. Specifically, SERAP wants the President to direct Olawale Edun, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, to withhold allocations from the states until they comply, while advocating for democratic accountability and transparency in the allocation of funds to only democratically elected local government councils from the Federation account and not only any other body or institution. SERAP also urged him to provide details of the number of local government councils that have directly received federal allocations and whether the council are democratically elected as provided for by the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended and ordered by the Supreme Court in its judgment of 11 July 2024. SERAP urged him to promptly invite the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission and Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to jointly track and monitor the spending of FAC allocations by democratically elected local government councils across the country. A statement signed by SERAP Deputy Director Kolawole Oluwadare, the organization said the government has the obligation to enforce the Nigerian Constitution and to prevent public wrong by state governors, stressing that it is the constitutional obligation to ensure accountability for the spending of federal allocations and immediate compliance with the judgment by the Supreme Court and the rule of law. Now to some business reports. Federal government has approved over 840 billion naira for the rehabilitation of 82-kilometer section 2 of the Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria-Kano dual carriageway, which traverses the Federal Capital Territory, Kaduna and Kano states. Minister of Works, Engineer David Umahi, disclosed this at a meeting with representatives of the main contractor, Julius Berger Nigeria PLC in Abuja. A statement signed by the Minister's Special Advisor on Media, Honorable Oji Uchenna Oji, on Sunday, said Umahi charged the contractors to fast-track the completion of the projects because of the premium placed on them by the President, as well as Nigerians plying it. While speaking during the meeting, Umahi explained that the Federal Executive Council at its meeting of 23rd September 2024 approved the rescoping and downward review of the contract and rehabilitation of the Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria-Kano dual carriageway in the FCT, Kaduna and Kano states, and the revised estimated total cost augmentation of the contract for the construction of Bodo-Boni Road with bridges across the Opobo Channel, Route 430 in River State. He also tasked contractors handling federal government's project on the need for corporate nationalism in the price negotiation in the face of daunting economic challenges facing Nigeria, and urged the contractor to mobilize in its 4 sections of the Abuja-Zaria-Kano-Kaduna project to finish the job within 14 months. After 5 days of keeping mum, the federal government says it has officially commenced the sale of crude oil and refined petroleum products in Naira. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, who disclosed this in line with the Federal Executive Council directive, said the sale of crude oil and refined petroleum products in Naira has officially commenced as of October 1, 2024. This is coming following a meeting of Implementation Committee chaired by the Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, to conduct a post-commencement review of the crude oil and refined product sales in our initiative. He commended the strategic initiative and a bold step taken by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led administration on Nigeria's economy towards fostering growth, stability and self-sufficiency, especially as the country continues to navigate the complexities of global markets. Oil marketers and domestic refiners have urged the federal government to provide details about the Naira for crude deal following the announcement by the Federal Ministry of Finance that the deal started on October 1, 2024. This is coming after the federal government said it has commenced the sale of crude oil and other refined products in Naira. The commencement or announcement was welcomed by the Crude Oil Refinery Owners Association Nigeria and the Petroleum Retail Outlet Owners Association Nigeria, but the operators asked the government to provide details about the deal. The Petroleum Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria applauded the commencement of the initiative, stating that the growth of the Naira is crucial for all stakeholders in the oil sector. The Petroleum President, Billy Gillis-Harry, in an interview on Saturday, urged the NNPC and other parties involved to release the details of the agreement, especially on pricing, to calm the fears of Nigerians on a possible fuel price hike. On his part, the Publicity Secretary of the Crude Oil Refinery Owners Association Nigeria, Eche Doko, commended the government for the initiative but could not provide more details. Huge fireball lit up the night sky and plumes of smoke rose over South Beirut early Sunday as Israel unleashed intense airstrikes targeting Hezbollah nearly a year since the Gaza war erupted. Israeli forces were on high alert ahead of the Monday's anniversary of Hamas' October 7 attack, which sparked the war, and after a devastating year-long conflict in Gaza, Israel has now shifted its focus to northward to Hezbollah. Hamas, Iran-backed ally in Lebanon. Lebanon's officials said the Hezbollah stronghold in South Beirut was hit by more than 30 strikes, which were heard across the city, while Israel's military said it conducted a series of strikes on a number of weapons storage facilities and infrastructure, stressing that it had taken numerous steps were taken to mitigate the risk of harming civilians. Hezbollah said it targeted Israeli forces with artillery after they tried to infiltrate towards the Karla tribe in Bliza in southern Lebanon. A statement said fighters fired a rocket barrage at the Israeli troops during the evacuation of dead and wounded soldiers in the Manara border area shortly after midnight, while Hezbollah also said it launched assault drones against an Israeli military base. Federal government says no Nigerian life has been lost in Lebanon amid the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hezbollah. And as Israel intensifies its airstrikes in Lebanon, the Nigerian government has commenced preparations to evacuate its citizens from the conflict zone. A statement by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson, Ambassador Eche Abu Obe, said the government confirmed that the Nigerian embassy in Lebanon has been actively working to ensure that the safety of Nigerians. The statement said that the government is committed to protecting its nationals during the crisis, adding that the Nigerian embassy had previously advised citizens in Lebanon to voluntarily evacuate, with commercial flights still operational. This comes as the conflict between Israel and Hezbollah escalates, with Israeli airstrikes targeting Hezbollah strongholds across Lebanon and ground troops conducting operations near the border. Country President and International Director of United Nations Positive Livelihood Award Center, Professor Funmilayo Adesoya Davies, has urged the leaders of Palestine and Israel to find a peaceful and lasting solution to the ongoing conflict between the two Middle East countries. Adesoya Davies lamented the prolonged reprisal attacks has caused immense suffering, displacement, and economic hardship for the people of both nations, adding that the conflict has resulted in severe humanitarian humanitarian crisis with thousands of innocent civilians caught in the crossfire. She said there was urgent need for the international community to come together to demand an immediate ceasefire and negotiate a lasting peace agreement, adding that the Israeli-Palestinian conflict has broader implications for regional dynamics and alliances. She also said, as a representative of the United Nations, Pollack, demanding and soliciting for world peace, called on the UN, governments and organizations to join us in demanding an end to the Palestine-Israel war. Sue Gray, the Chief of Staff of the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Starmer, has resigned. According to a statement from Downing Street on Sunday, Gray is expected to take on the new role as the Prime Minister's envoy for nations and regions. Labour has confirmed that Gray will be replaced by Morgan McSweeney, who previously served as a chief advisor to the Prime Minister. Gray's resignation comes amid speculations about her role and reports of the power struggle within Downing Street. And now entertainment, Afrobeat singer David Adeleke aka Davido has clarified that he is from a respectable family, contrary to what some people think. He said his occasional misdemeanors as a celebrity don't mean he didn't have a proper upbringing. Davido disclosed this during a courtesy visit to the Olo of Warri in Delta State. Now in sports, Victor Osimhen has carted home his first Turkish Super League award soon after joining Galatasaray on a season-long loan from Napoli. The Nigerian international impressive goal against Kasim Pasha has been voted the goal of the week and reviewed or received a significant number of votes and securing 77.96% of the total. Osimhen scored his first goal and followed it up with his first brace, but it was not enough to secure all 3 points of the Turkish champions, who gave up a 3-goal lead to allow the visitors a share of the spoils. The 25-year-old showcased his skills and decisiveness to volley home with his left foot after receiving a pass from former Napoli teammate Dries Martin to put his team 2-0 up. Despite missing pre-season due to transfer complications, Osimhen has quickly become a key player for Galatasaray, having been involved in scoring or assisting in all 4 of his appearances for the club, and took his season tally to 2 goals and 4 assists in 4 games for the Lions since joining the loan from Napoli. Atletico Madrid winger Rashidat Ajibade has been voted Spanish Liga F's Player of the Month for September. Ajibade was recognized by her exemplary performances for Atletico Madrid during the month under review. The 24-year-old registered 5 goals and 2 assists in 4 league appearances in September. Atletico Madrid occupy 3rd position on the table behind Barcelona and Real Madrid. And now that's the size of the package. Thank you for joining us. I am Enidoye Jackson. You can follow us on all of our social media platforms, on Facebook and YouTube at Atlantic Television Network, on Instagram and TikTok at Atlantic TV Network 1, and on X at Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website at www.atlanticnetwork.tv. Always remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you once again for watching. Coming up next is Society Watch. Please stay with us on ATN.